Hey, it's good to see you. This week's going to be a little bit different. This is just going to be a computer lesson completely. And it's because what we're talking about is really visual, and me taking a video and showing you from my smartboard is not really going to work. So it's just going to be me in the little bubble down here, and I might show you some other videos in a second. So this week we're talking about reading real music and reading music as a full sort of thing by itself. When you come in my room, and you saw this last year, if you were here last year, you saw my bulletin board that has the musical staff with the treble clef. I'll actually show you a video of that as I'm talking right now. So as you see, there are notes, little note heads, the little ovals on the lines and on the spaces. So in between the lines. And you notice that they all have a letter name on them. And you see that they can go inside those lines, on top of those lines, or even above or below all those lines. Our concern, though, is to only do the ones that are sort of inside. And because it's a little bit harder to do the ones that are above and do the ones that are below. And so you've got to just, it's just a little bit of memorization, really. As you can see on my computer right now, I have my smart notebook open. And I have it open, and all these notes are what? On the lines or on in the spaces? They're on top of the lines. They kind of look like shish kebabs, like there's a bunch of meat on some sticks. They're on top of the lines. These are opposite. These are in the spaces. And you notice that there are only 4 spaces inside the musical staff. S-T-A-F-F. And I'll type that out for you since I can. S-T-A-F-F. The musical staff is where we put our notes. And traditional ones have 5 lines. When you're in first grade and second grade, I would usually show you ones with 2 lines, maybe 3 lines. But now, you're in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, you can handle 5 lines. So the musical staff has 5 lines, and the notes can go on the lines or in between in the spaces. My first question to you is, can you follow the notes going up and down? I'm not even asking if you can read the notes. I just want to know if you can personally follow those notes up and down as they move. And to do this, I'm going to play you a little video. Not much. This is someone else's video. I didn't make it. I'm doing this as a way to educate you and show you. This is a very simple melody. This is Ode to Joy. You'll probably recognize it. But I want to see if you can follow the notes going up and down in this melody. Okay? So, watch and listen. Okay? So that was what? 10 seconds? It was about 20 seconds actually. So you followed along with that green line. If you didn't, try again and follow along with the green line and watch how the notes go up and down. I tried to point along with my cursor, but this time I want you to just follow along with your eyes with that green line. It points at the next note. Did you do it that time? Do you see how the notes go up and down? And as they go up, the pitch goes up, and as they go down, the pitch goes down. So if I play my recorder, the pitch goes up and down with those notes. So, just like our singing lines, when I get you to warm up and you sing up and down, you do that woo on the lines, that going up is higher notes. The going down is lower notes. It's the same thing here. The higher the note on the lines, the higher the pitch is. It's easy. It's very visual. Once you get it and once you see where the notes are and you know what the note name is, it's very, very easy. But it's just a little bit of memorization. Okay, I'm going to play a little bit of a Quaver clip for you. It's not going to be the whole video. I'm not going to sit here for 10 minutes and watch it with you. I want you to tell me what letters the musical alphabet has. What letters does the alphabet have in music? It doesn't go from A to Z, it goes from A to something.
Why does the musical alphabet only go from A to G? I've always wanted to know that.
Mrs. Miggins, that is a smart question.
Oh, thank you, young man.
Now, if you look at my keyboard, if I jump from A to A, they're the same note, only one is higher than the other. Listen to this. See that, Mrs. Miggins? They're both the same note, but one is 8 notes higher than the other one. So we can't call it a H or an I or a J because it's just an other A. Only 8 notes or an octave higher.
Let me have a go at it. Now, let's see. If I go 8 notes up from C, I'll get to another C, only higher.
You made it, Mrs. Miggins!
You're right. Let's do it some more.
Mrs. Miggins, I beseech you not to. Let's walk up from A and do it together. Here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F. Oh, don't fall, Mrs. Miggins. G, stop. Mrs. Miggins, what will the next note be?
Then it's A again. Thank you, young man. Now I understand. But I'm
Just going to stop it right there. Okay, so what was it? What are the letters of the musical alphabet? We had A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Like Quaver said, it's not H, I, and J. It stops at G, and there are a lot of reasons why. But just for you, I want you to just make sure you think the 8 notes above whatever note you start with is the same note again. It's just higher. It's 8 notes higher. So, for example, C. It's the same note, just higher. Actually, I can show you on Quaver. So if I go back to Quaver and I play the piano here. No, that's not what I need. Widgets. Keyboard. So if I play this piano here, is it really not going to play the sound? It's way too quiet. Okay, let me turn it up. Okay, that's not going to work for me. So, C. Those 2 notes are the same note. They're both C, just one is twice as high. And there are a bunch of C's. C repeats over and over again. There's C here, there's a C here, there's a C here. It repeats over and over and over again. Okay. This is going to be more important next week. And your assignment next week is going to have to do with help naming these notes. But the notes go sort of like this. E, G, B, D, and F on the lines. The lines go like that. But notice that I'm skipping a letter for every single one. I'm skipping over a note from E to G, from G to B, from B to D, and then D to F. Since there are only 7 letters, the next note after G has to be A. So let's start here. Let's do the difficult one. This is honestly the hard one. So if it restarts after G to A, between G and B should be what? It should be A, and we'll see that when we do the line one. So E to G should be what? What's in between E and G? F. So F will be on this space. A will be here. Between B and C is what? A C. So between B and D is C. What's in between D and F? You should be fast now. E. E is in between D and F. So when we go over here, we have F, not going to take the time to center them now. A, C, and E. That's really kind of easy, especially when you realize that you just spelled the word face. So if you remember that the letters in the treble clef staff are face for the spaces, that it's F-A-C-E, you'll have such an easy time remembering. Now next week, I'm going to ask you to make up some sentences using these letters. For example, I was taught, and a lot of people are taught, to make a sentence out of these letters, and it goes like this. Every, E, good, G, boy, B, D, does, D, fine, F. Every good boy does fine. That's just a way to remember it. But the best way to remember it is actually practicing it and actually doing it with an instrument. Now, since I can't get you a recorder at home and I'm not even playing recorders at school, there's not really much of an opportunity for you to practice this. Or is there? If you go to the online instruments on our Canvas page, I want you to spend some time this week. Not a lot, maybe 10 minutes. You can do it right after this. You can do it another day. This isn't your assignment. This would be best for you to do this. I'm going to use 5th grade's page. So if you go to the bottom and you get to your online instruments, and you go to the xylophone, you'll see that it's marked with the letters. It's marked with C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then C, D, E, F, G, and A up here have an apostrophe. That apostrophe tells you that they are an octave above or 8 notes higher. Octave, ocho, 8, octa, octopus, octagon. These notes are 8 notes higher than their counterpart below, than their brother or sister down below. Okay? So I want you to spend some time and come to the xylophone, or go to the metallophone. The metallophone also does the same thing. The glockenspiel does the same thing, but the xylophone I recommend just because it's a nice sound. Remember to use your number row, so you can use your keys on your keyboard, on your laptop, to do those sounds. And I want you to practice. Not practice, I want you to experiment. This is fully for you. Just try something out. So, play C. Play C to D, then play C to E, then C to F, G, and A, and B, and then C. And you can feel how they get higher and farther apart each time. They are bigger jumps, and we're actually going to talk about those jumps next week. This is just a very basic, like little tiny basic beginning of reading notes. Now this part with the xylophone isn't helping you read, but it's helping you hear those notes and have those note names, not just sol, mi, or sol, mi, sol, la, sol, mi, but you're actually naming it, which in the case of sol, mi, could be D, B, D, B, D, D, B, G, could be naming it like that. We will still use solfege when we actually do songs. It's kind of hard to do songs when you guys are online, but in any case, I want you to take some time, play around with the xylophone, but again, that's not your assignment. This is just for you to make it easier on yourself as we go forward, but your assignment is actually going to be telling me that you know how many letters are in the musical alphabet. Your quiz is going to be just like the quiz from last week. It's going to be so easy. You're just going to click on the set of letters, the set of alphabet letters that match what we just talked about. The 7 letters of the musical alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And get rid of that A so you don't get confused. I won't make it that tricky anyway. I wouldn't do that to you. But I'm going to have multiple options, and one of them is going to be this, and the other ones are going to be wrong. So, let me know that you know that there are 7 letters in the musical alphabet, and that you know that it's A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Next week's going to be a little bit more interesting because I'm going to ask you to actually create something for me. You're going to make up your own sentence using these letters. But we're going to talk about that another time next week. Okay, have a good week. Make sure you do your assignment. I got a lot of people doing their assignment this week, and I think it might be because it's so easy that you just clicked on the picture of the cup since we did our little cup song. So, have a good week. Stay well. I really hope to see you soon after Christmas. I really hope that all of you are back, and I hope that you're safe enough to come back. I really hope that's true. So, have a good week. Miss you guys. Bye.